Hello, viewers. This is Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from myself called The Black Lightning Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain some adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain some adult language. Now, if you're over 18, that means you're good to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, let's get into the latest episode of Black Lightning. So basically, it starts off, we see Jennifer in her room, in her bedroom, molding the death of Kwani, who got shot by Tobias's right hand red by his metahuman magneto power. So basically Jennifer blamed herself for Kwani's death, And so basically Jefferson, reassured Jennifer that, it wasn't your fault, but sometimes when it comes to being a superhero, you can always not say everybody. So basically Jefferson shared his story about how Tobias killed his dad and whatnot, and we sure that Jennifer keeps on being lightning because making sure that Jennifer still continues being lightning. Now, what else going on? Gary and Nessa and Grace, along with Gary's girlfriend Lana, managed to find the lab where they keep those metagenes that Tobias and Lana's company has been harvesting for unpregnant mothers who are pregnant, taking their kids' metagenes. So basically, they managed to find where the warehouse is, all those metagenes that Tobias and Lana's company has been taken from mothers who are on board children who has metagenes and whatnot. So basically, but one pretty sure that causes the Prometeo above above Freeland, Gammy and Lana cannot find their emitter because of the Promethium, and the Promethium under Freeland. So therefore, they can't track the transmitter that's tracking every metahuman's power. So anyway, meanwhile, Tobias had a holographic meeting call with the Shadowboard. The head of the Shadowboard heard about Lightning still having her powers, and he told Tobias that your seat has been denied. Your seat at the Shadowboard has been denied. And out of nowhere, Tobias had hired an assassin to kill the head of the Shadowboard. By using this set to use some meta booster and use meta booster serum to give him invisibility powers, and Tobias told the rest of the board that I have more assassins who has invisibility powers. Look at you guys right now. So basically now Tobias is now Tobias is the head of the Shadow Board. So basically after Tobias took over the Shadowboard, he was like, it's time to end things with me and Jefferson once and for all. So anyway, Gary managed to get Lynn. So basically, Gary managed to get Lynn, get Lynn to help him and Lana to track down the emitter by since all the methium is not underneath treatment, it's not helping, they can't track the emitter or the lithium under the city of Freeman. Rand to say that we need to track Bow's meta gene, and that way we can find their meta. So basically, Gary managed to get managed to get managed to get Lynn's income monitor off. That way she can help Lana make a new tracking algorithm to find the emitter by finding Bow's metagene that was being used with their meta to block all metahuman power. So anyway, Jen went to go see TC about Jen says she wants to take down Tobias' right hand red once and for all, for killing Carlo, the boy that she loved. At this point, I just don't give a fuck about his name right now. So anyway, but TC is worried that that Jennifer might end up killing him, and also turns out the emitter is also draining her power. So basically, Jennifer still has a power, but it seems like Jennifer needs to recharge herself, so needs to go to the Artisphere every time to charge herself because of the meta. So basically, TT said like, all right, then I'll look into it. I'll look into fighting Red. Meanwhile, Kalia was escorting Looker back to Freeman to testify against Tobias for framing the Pierce family. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the Freeman police station, Chief Lopez, Cohen, Technic Messiah, and Technic Messiah was like, what's going on, Chief? And Chief Lopez had the metahuman boosters that he had the briefcase with the metahuman boosters and bracelets that Tobias gave him in the previous episode, and she wanted Detective Messiah's task force team to be. She wanted Detective Messiah to quit his task force, but give out these bracelets and metahuman booster serum to his task force. And that's when we finally get the reason why Chief Lopez hates metahumans, because her husband was a metahuman. When his power was activated, he went mad and killed himself. So basically, Technic Messiah was like, whoa, like Technic Messiah was like, talk some reason into Chief Lopez, not about the metahuman boosters and whatnot. So basically, Technic Messiah was like, oh, those metahuman boosters you got right there could backfire against your own people. So basically, Technic Messiah managed to talk to Chief Lopez, and Lopez is like, all right then, I won't force you to, give your team any metahuman boosters and whatnot, but you guys have 1 month to get lightning. So basically, Chief Lopez is still assessed on getting lightning. So anyway, Lana, Gammy introduced Lynn to Lana, and Gammy still haven't told her about the whole, still kept Lana about the whole Jefferson being Black Lightning situation, but, after having a conversation with Lynn, Lana being smart as she is, she kind of figure out that, that the Pierce might be that the Pierce family or a bunch of metahuman superheroes. So basically, blah blah blah. So anyway, while that was going on, so basically Gammy made a stop at, Jefferson met up with Gammy at his bunker, and Gammy, Jefferson said that he figured a way how to since Tobias know who was his friend, he knows everybody's identity, so basically Jefferson said that, maybe you could use the or the lithium, we could use some of that lithium to erase his memory. So basically, Jefferson realized that when he fought those cops in the episode in the beginning of the season, he used his lightning powers to erase their memory. So basically, Jefferson wants to want Gammy to make a device that way to erase Tobias's memories of him being Black Lightning and his family being and his daughter being Thunder and Lightning. So basically, Betty Gammy said that all I did, I need some time to get the device working. So anyway, turns out that Gammy figured out why there was so much lithium under the city of Freeman, because during the whole invasion in last season, when Gravedigger, tossed lightning into the ASA force field that surrounded Freeman, the power source made all the lithium under the city, because when Gravedigger drove Jennifer, aka Lightning, into the ASA barricade that was surrounding Freeman, the power source from Jennifer's powers and the barrier made all the lithium under the city. So basically, gets the Gravedigger, gets the Gravedigger and the unlikely help of Jennifer and her powers. That's why the reason there's so much lithium under the city of Freeman. So anyway, things. So basically, things were starting to go a little crazy when Khalil got stopped by Ishmael, who was tracking Looker, because Looker had an implant. Didn't tell Khalil didn't know about Looker's tracking implant that she had in her neck. So basically, the Ishmael versus Khalil. So basically, Khalil was like, fuck this, Painkiller, take over, kill this dude, and this fight was hella good. So basically, Khalil, aka Painkiller, ended up killing Ishmael by poisoning Ishmael's sword handle, and that's once Ishmael was dead, we attempted the fire, and the FBI guy showed up after the fight, and Looker seems with no other choice since Ishmael was extended to kill Khalil, and her had no choice but to testify against Tobias and whatnot. So basically, Tetler Messiah and the FBI, they took Looker back to Freeman. He took Looker back to Freeman. But Painkiller was actually like, no, we can, we're not that far to Freeman also. So basically, it's just a few more miles away. But Khalil was like, I won't waste it because of you. So basically, Khalil just, because of his Painkiller over ego, he was just too afraid to, even though he wanted to see Jennifer, but until he picked his Painkiller over ego, it was just too risky for him to go back to Freeman. So anyway, meanwhile, meanwhile that night, we see Jennifer went into the ionosphere and charged up to Battle Red. So basically, Jennifer managed to destroy the bracelet that allowed Red to use his powers, and hand it, it seems like Jennifer was about to kill Red, but she decided to hand him over to the police, with the evidence that he killed Chris. killed Carter, whatever the fuck his name is, the boy that she liked. So basically, she handed, Red over to Chief Lopez outside her precinct, and that's when Chief Lopez is I'm gonna, all you metahuman freaks need, I will take down all you metahuman freaks out of Cleveland once and for all. But unknown to her, Jennifer had a camera in her mask that was broadcasting her conversation with Chief Lopez. So basically, when Chief Lopez said to Jennifer that I'm gonna take down all you metahuman freaks once and for all, and get rid of you guys from freedom, Jennifer's camera mask was broadcasting it through every social media site. So basically, it was all over the internet. It was all over the internet, and Jennifer is like, I got the message that I have a camera in my mask, so basically I have a special camera in my mask, so basically what the statement you just said about, getting rid of every metahuman and freeman, it has been uploaded to every social media site and website, and every social media site and website throughout the internet throughout Freeman. So basically, Lopez was shocked that everybody know her hatred of metahumans now, where she took Red in, all the cops started to, or her fellow cops started to look at her differently, and after she booked Red for killing the boy that Jennifer liked, she started to freak out, and she took the metahuman booster serum that Tobias gave her. And put on the bracelet. So basically, Lopez is now really pissed off at Jennifer. Now she's taking the metahuman booster serum to take down Lightning once and for all. Meanwhile, Jen and Grace took down the holding facility or the medicine that Tobias and Lon's company has been taken for unborn babies and whatnot. So basically, all the medicines that Tobias and Lon's company that's been harvesting from pregnant mothers unborn child, that facility was destroyed. So basically, all the research. So basically, Grace, they brought the building and destroyed the data. All the research that Tobias and Lana's company had on medicines was destroyed. So basically, they took down that facility together as a team. Now Tobias. So basically, Tobias the foreclosure on Jefferson's father's house, which finally came through, and Tobias needed Jefferson's citizens to buy Jefferson's father's house. So basically, Jefferson gave me minutes to finish the device to erase Tobias' memory about him being Black Lightning, also about his daughters being, Thunder and Lightning. So basically, before he went to go meet Tobias at his father's house, she told Lynn that, I got my words updated and whatnot. So basically, I'm sorry for everything. So basically, he was talking all this crazy talk that, if he doesn't and to counter the device, he made sure that his things were that his will is updated, everything is in order. So basically, Gary told him that that this device, because of the power source of the lithium, you only get one shot to use this device. And once this device is once the power source is huge, the device is useless. So basically, Jefferson met up. So basically, Jefferson met up with Tobias at his father's house, and Tobias. So basically, Jefferson, signed papers, and he was waiting for Tobias to sign the papers. That way, Tobias can get, finally buy Jefferson's house, and Jefferson tried to use the device, but Tobias was too fast, and started to beat him, and started to beat the shit at Jefferson for trying to erase his memory. So basically, Jefferson told Tobias that I was there when you killed my father. I was hiding under the bed. So basically, Tobias let Jefferson get in a few, let Jefferson get in a few shots of, let Jefferson get in a few punches. Let Tobias let Jefferson get in a few punches until he beat the living daylight out of Jefferson, and then he used Jefferson's phone to call Jennifer and Tobias said that you made me do this, and saw a picture of Jefferson. So basically on her phone, she saw a picture of her father Jefferson laid around lifeless, and Tobias saying that your father is dead now. So basically, this is how the episode ended, with Tobias calling Jennifer and Tobias telling Jennifer that, I killed your father, so basically your father is dead now, and this is how the episode ended. So anyway, this is fucked up, man. this is a real fucked up ending to this episode. So basically, I think we got one more episode. I believe that I believe this season might be 13 episodes, or maybe it was 16. But I believe this. I believe that there's still at least more episodes to come. But this is so basically we still have a few more episodes to go of this for the final season of Black Lightning. But we just have to wait and see. So anyway, but this episode ended on a fucked up note. So anyway, what do you think about this episode? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay or not? Please let me know with the comments below this podcast. So anyway, like always, this is your Michael from Scree Views. Sign off. 1.